Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. It is 99 episodes of the Think Different podcast. We are so happy that you have enjoyed us on this journey down Think Different Road, right next to Apple Store Boulevard, here at Creative Central, here at the Think Different podcast. My name is Will, TLD, the former specialist creative and genius, worked at Apple Retail for 11 years. But of course, the person that's always with me is the former Apple creative, retired book publisher, soccer mom recorder, Jurassic Park owner, juror number 12, retirement home president, the keynote trout jumper himself, Mr. Frank Funk is here, everybody.
Hey, how you doing, Will? Things good?
Well, things are great for me, not for you, because you're juror number 12 on this very important case.
Yeah, that's next week, man, the 18th.
Well, the 18th.
Yeah, next week.
Good for you. That's why he has a weird background. If you're watching our YouTube channel, he has a solid background. Unless he has it for some other reason I don't know about, but that's very much what it's there for. But of course, before we get started, we have to have our very special Zevia for a drink.
There you go.
Not sponsored, of course, but here it is. I got my sip in. We are all ready to go. We have a couple of great stories to talk about, and Apple dropped a bombshell. Because, and we're going to talk about that at the end, even though you probably know what it is. But first, we got to start off some breaking news from my end. I decided to make the jump. Ladies and gentlemen, I bought some AirTags.
Whoa!
Yeah. So I had an issue with, so I'm going to explain the situation. I was looking for my keys because I lose them all the time, right? So I finally just couldn't find the keys. I opened the Tile app, thinking the Tile app was going to help me out. Well, it did not, because it couldn't even find the stupid tile for the keys at all. My wife finally found them, brought them to me, and I'm like, why the hell are these keys not working? It's ridiculous. So I'm at the point where I was done. I can't deal with it anymore. It's not working out with me with tile. So I got some AirTags. I want to thank Mr. Will Z for the wonderful donation of his discount to get me those Apple tags. I found me some cheap loops things. I got some loopy things here for it, and I put it in my bag, and I haven't lost anything yet. I haven't got to use it yet. Setup was tremendously easy, as an Apple product would be, but it's great. When I was walking around the campus today at my job, I was away from my backpack. It warned me and said, hey, we think you left you're farther away from your backpack. So I thought that was already unique, that it knows I'm a good feet away from my backpack where I left it at my office. So So I'll try a real-world experience, but so far the tags are great. It fits in my wallet fine. It's a little bumpy, but it's not that big of a deal. But so far the AirTags, I moved away from the tile.
Wow. You should have Tara hide your keys.
Well, no, that's not a great idea, because if I'm going to really need them, I'm going to be pissed if she starts playing some games with me.
Well, you'd be able to find it, right? It's a good test.
Well, a good test would be for her to take the AirTag, maybe put it somewhere in my development, and then I have to go find it. It's like a kinky game that we could have.
Yeah.
If I find the AirTag, I come home to a special present. But anyway, that's a different podcast to talk about. So let's talk about something that wasn't so great this week. Well, Apple stores are kind of known for having, some weird people coming into the stores. Well, a 37-year-old man walked in working as a security guard at the Apple Store in New York City, was stabbed several times following a dispute over wearing a mask inside the store to comply with the COVID-19. This happened at the West 14th store. He was stabbed one time in the left arm and one time in the forehead by a knife by an unknown man. Then the man ran away near a subway station. Yeah.
I don't know. It's, I don't know. I want to say it's in New York City, but it isn't necessarily. I think people are this whole pandemic thing is just making people go crazy.
Now, I'm going to let you know there is security footage of this. In fact, I just found that they did show the footage, so hopefully someone can find it. They have a video of the guy in the store stabbing the guy. They obviously they didn't show like the whole thing, but yeah, you can see the guy. He's already masked up too, by the way. So this was a planned attack.
Who
Because
the attacker was masked?
yeah, so I'm looking at some video right now of the attacker, but they just released this 1 day ago. But it looks like the guy is hooded. He's definitely black. He's hooded, all the way. So you definitely can't see who this guy is. It's very clearly an attack that was planned on happening.
Huh. So you think maybe it might be intentional?
Yeah, he also punched a female employee as well. So there's also that to talk about. But if I look at the footage, it's hard to tell, but because he's masked up. I think he has glasses on his face too. It's very odd.
Wow, that is.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah.
don't stab
Maybe
people.
there'll be more to the story later.
Yeah, well, hopefully they find the asshole that did that.
Yeah.
So something I think that Apple is doing now. This is another story, but this is a good story. Apple is including a 7-day complimentary AppleCare Plus in Australia. So
Yep.
any new Mac, iPhone, iPad, Watch, Apple TV, AirPods, and Mini are going to give complimentary 7-day storage. Wow, 7-day AppleCare for free. Now this is a very interesting thing because I know people are, when they buy their Apple product, a lot of times they came to us like, how come you don't give us a complimentary warranty? Which they do. They give you a 1 year, which is a limited warranty. But for physical damage, they don't cover that. Well, this is a option now that Apple's including. It's under, I'm a little, why would Apple do that?
Well, I think there's some issues with Australian law that they're trying to get in line with. And by doing this, I think they'll work in the confines of the Australian law. I'm not sure what all the particulars are, but you know, I kind of agree with one of the guys that wrote a comment about this article, and it's like, how many times, if you buy a product and you drop it, for example,
Mm-hmm.
well, manufacturer shouldn't be held to any accountability for that. Once you buy the product, it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they're doing with this is that, if a situation like that would happen, well, then it would be covered under the Apple Protection Plan, something you didn't pay for, but you're getting.
Right.
And, my question would be, it's okay, that's okay. But it's like, why is everybody entitled to that? What about the people that are happy to pay for that for several years? Well, now, what are you going to reduce the cost to them, or are you going to extend it to 7 days beyond? Because it's good for 3 years, 3 years, right? Yeah, 3 years.
Well, you could buy an extension now. You could have it up to 5 years now.
But I mean,
if you wanted to.
Yeah, but you get the first week free?
Yeah, the first week free.
And the date doesn't kick in until the 7th day.
Yeah, that's what it's
I mean,
I is that like that for cars? Because that'd be awesome if people get car accidents.
No, it isn't, and that's the point that this guy's making. Like, all of a sudden, everybody's entitled to something.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't buy the extended warranty on my Subaru, right, on my Subaru Legacy, I had to replace the EyeSight cameras. Well, if I didn't purchase that extended warranty, I wouldn't have been able to get them replaced free of charge in the 5th year. So it's the same thing. But everybody gets a trophy here.
Well, I don't think it's such a bad idea. I mean, I like the idea that a product that you spend a lot of money on is covered for a period of time. I think it gives you a taste of what AppleCare can be. It's almost like a free trial. So I look at it as a free trial more so than it's like iCloud. We give you 5 gigs of storage for free, right? And that's clearly never enough to store. Once you hit 6 months, you're going to be out of it.
Right.
And this is kind of the same idea, I think. Now, I don't know if they're going to implement this everywhere. Obviously, this is a law in Australia that's causing this to happen. But if there's positive feedback on it, don't be surprised. Because if you've noticed that lately, Apple has been giving more for AppleCare than less. You
Yeah.
know, we talked about it last week where they're giving AppleCare more and more things and not overcharging us for it. That's what that's how it comes across to me.
Well, you know what? One of the things that really a lot of these articles never talk about are the things that Apple does for their paying customers.
Right.
For example, I got a notice that I was automatically upgraded to 2 terabytes of data because of the other services that I purchased.
Mm-hmm.
And
I talk about Apple One, by the way. That's what
yes,
I'm referring to.
And I got 1 month free. So nobody ever talks about that. They always talk about, oh, well, if I buy an iPhone and I walk out the store and I trip and I drop it, yeah, we all feel sorry for you. But if you didn't buy the Apple Protection Plan, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's my feeling about it anyway. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that develops any further than that. But I hope people are excited for their Apple Watch because the pre-orders started last Friday during this recording. Now, today, while we were recording, they came out with the videos, and I watched how people were reacting to this. And the feedback is pretty strong. They didn't realize how much the keyboard feature, the swiping keyboard on the face and the bigger watch face makes a big difference for for a lot of users. And the fact that the brightness is better, and I know compared now the people I watch, if you have like a third gen watch, it's a no brainer to go up to the 7. But the bigger display seems to really have turned people to liking this, and the idea that you can do a lot more with texting on your watch or emailing or anything, just because you have the bigger screen, you can read more text. It makes a big difference for a lot of people. So they like it. One guy said he has a Series 4, and he has now been convinced to upgrade to the 7. So the screen made a big difference to him.
Wow. Maybe the bigger screen would entice me to use the keyboard more, but on my watch, I use the voice to
I do
reply
too,
to texts.
but I can tell you it's not as good as I really wanted it to be. I honestly feel like me swiping, because I don't like the scribble effect. The scribble takes too long to do, and you don't have enough screen real estate to do it. Where you're doing the swipe on the keyboard, I think is much better, and I honestly think I would type much faster on it, especially if the voice is not right.
I'll have to go in and give it a try.
Yeah. So so far the feedback has been like, well, if you're one of those upgraders every year, you're going to do it anyway. But if you had like a Series 4 and you were holding out and there was nothing about the 5 or the 6, that I'll be honest, I don't think there was anything about those watches that from the 4 was worth it. This is kind of turning people a little bit, but I think I'm still going to hold off on it. I'm not ready to upgrade my watch. I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah. I mean,
You
the
have a
watch
Series
is
4,
something
right?
that, yeah. There's something that I don't see an every year upgrade unless there's really some super wow, but I'm gonna wait. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, one of the things that happens all the time is that Apple employees like to leak secrets, and they're being very, very bad, very, very bad boys and girls. Well, one former Apple employee is facing criminal charges for leaking trade secrets. The guy's name is Simon Lancaster, alleged leaked trade secrets to the media. He has asked for a civil suit against him to be suspended while criminal proceedings take place. So this is a guy, I guess, that, this happens a lot. These guys like to give secrets for, something in return. This guy was...
Well, he was getting money.
Yeah, well, obviously. A decade. This guy had a decade of employment for Apple. He abused his position and trust with the company, systematically disseminating Apple's sensitive trade secret information in an effort to retain personal benefits. This is let's see here. So he helped develop the 13 and 15-inch MacBook Pro with Touch Bar. Well, thanks for that, buddy. And is
Well,
he
one of
is
your favorite trade secrets, right?
yeah, and is the name? So he deserved it. And and is the name as the inventor of over 40 patents, according to the people who hired him in 2019. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
he
yeah.
created 40 patents.
Well, I mean, anybody. Um, my brother-in-law used to work for AT&T and Lucent, and he's got a bunch of patents under his name.
No
He's an
kidding.
engineer. But when you work for a company and you're doing that kind of research and that kind of development, anything you develop while you're under their employ is owned by the company, although your name's on the patent.
Hmm.
So, but the thing here that I wanted to point out, this guy was leaking trade secrets. He was not leaking what the case is going to look like
Right.
in the new watch or the new iPhone.
Hmm.
These were trade secrets that really could cost the company something. Now, people are going to say, "Oh, $1 billion company," but still, um,
They have a lot of competition out there. They're also
yes, they do.
so yeah. Yeah, there we go. I had to get that out. See, the Zevia is coming out on me, guys. That's what happened there. But yeah, but you got to remember, there's competition out there. Apple is trying. Hey, guess what? The goal of a business, guys, is to make money. I don't
That's
know if
right.
that
Yeah.
is how it works with
Well,
that. So poor guy, we'll probably never see him again. So working at Apple,
yeah, they're gonna go. They're gonna put him in Cupertino, and
Cupertino jail.
yeah,
That's right. He's gonna go work for Atari.
they're gonna
Make
put him
a
in. When they have the
make a
events and
16-bit
they go
system.
down they go down below in
The
the Apple
basement.
Circle. Yeah, down in
Yeah.
the basement. They're put him down there.
Put him in the Apple jail. There you go. He's probably forced him to play with Apple Pippin and and win a game.
Yeah.
Now, that we have I have hyped this up for so long,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but here it is, ladies and gentlemen. My favorite part of the week was that Apple announced their next Apple event that's happening on 10/18. I am at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. our Eastern time, and I cannot wait because the theme of this is like a light effect coming at us, like it's super
Yeah.
fast, right?
Yep.
And
Time warp.
yes, time warp, and this is the rumored event that the new MacBook Pros are going to be here.
Yep.
So what a way to do episode 100. That it's going to be the one thing I've been hyping up for like over a year that this is going to happen. And I cannot wait for this. Let's talk about some of the rumored items that
Oh.
could be happening. So AirPods is probably a good like appetizer, right? Would you say that the new AirPods that are supposed to be released are probably going to be that little appetizer?
Yeah, I think so. Those maybe they'll have
Some new Apple TV shows they'll talk about because that's
yeah.
have to bring that up every single episode.
Well, yeah. New stuff's coming. Ted Lasso just finished up.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that show?
Yeah, I do. I do. I like that show. It's good.
Is there any other Apple TV shows that you watch?
I watch them all.
You watch them all.
I do. Truth be told,
Mm-hmm.
excellent. Excellent. Truth be told is good.
And which one's that one about?
That's about a podcaster who kind of gets involved in these I'll say murders
Mm-hmm.
and intrigue. It's really pretty good. Um, then I started watching Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh
the
yeah,
science fiction one. Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. Very. I mean, if you like a lot of effects and stuff, that's really good. Story is a little slow, but you know they got a lot of territory to cover. So Ted Lasso, Truth Be Told. Oh, what's
Let me ask
the
you
morning
this.
show?
Let's see if you know this. Apple claimed how many subscribers that they have right now.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know that.
You throw a number out there.
Well, I would say maybe 2 million.
Okay, 2 million. So Apple has announced that since July there is less than 20 million Apple TV subscribers.
Oh,
So a lot of people subscribe to it. Now, I remember the Apple One bubble counts as that.
mm-hmm.
So that's more than I thought they would have. I'll be honest.
Oh yeah,
I thought they would have a lot less. You said 2 million.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so I'm a little surprised that Apple has that many. So they have a long way to go. They have
Yeah. Oh
compared to
yeah.
like the 110 million on Disney Plus and Netflix.
Yeah.
So
Well, Disney. Yeah, but see, Disney Plus is a little different because, um, you know, uh, I got Disney Plus for the kids.
yeah.
All right. Now, I will say I watched just last night. We watched Black Widow.
Hmm.
What a monumental waste of time that was.
Oh, really? You did not
Oh,
like it, huh?
that no,
Do you think
no,
that if
not at
it
all.
now, do you think if that movie came out while we know she's alive, like in the middle of the storyline, do you think that would have changed your
I
mind?
I, I thought
Like, how can you invest into a character that we know is already dead,
right. Yeah, but I mean,
or was it too late?
the visuals were good,
Hmm.
okay? But I mean, there was no storyline, it was just flat all around for me.
Interesting. Okay.
I mean, I finished watching it, but you know,
Well, you might as well finish if you're investing
yeah,
into it.
right. But back to Apple TV, there's the I haven't watched any the problem with John Stewart because I'm not a big John Stewart fan.
Oh, why?
But
Is it because he looks one way democratically or republicanly?
no,
No.
I
Okay.
just didn't think he was all that good.
Okay.
I watched Trying. That was about a couple's trying to
Yeah,
have a
that
baby.
one
That
we
was
did.
good.
I did watch that one when it first came out because we were very relative to the material,
Mm-hmm.
but we never really caught on to it. I never really felt like a connection to it.
Yeah. Um, Home Before Dark. That's a really good one.
Hmm.
Like I said, Foundation for All
Yeah,
Mankind.
so
I
Apple
like
should
that.
hire you because you're watching all the stuff,
Yeah.
compared to probably a lot of people who aren't. So interesting.
I
But let,
I also watched The Long Way Up. Did you
yeah,
see that? That's
no,
that's a documentary about these two guys that take these long trips on motorcycles. But what's interesting about this particular documentary is that they went from the tip of South America all the way up to I think they ended in L.A. Um, on electric motorcycles,
mm,
the Harley Davidson electric motorcycles, and to complement that, they used two pickup trucks that were electric. A new company that's going to be producing these electric trucks. So it's all about that. It was pretty good. That was good.
environmentally friendly show. Got it.
Yeah.
Going back on track to what we're going to be coming out with, besides on this event, obviously the rumor is the new 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros that are coming out. Now, these are
Yeah.
some of the things that they believe is going to be starting with. So they believe that there's going to be 16 gigs of RAM in the base model and
Mm.
512 storage space, which is currently in line with the current high-end 13 and 16 inches. This M1X chip will have a 10-core CPU, and they're even telling us that finally a new webcam, which I expect will be in there at
Well,
1080p.
that has to be in for
Yeah.
you to buy, right?
Oh God, it needs that. I mean, the camera doesn't break anything. I mean, right now I'm using my GoPro as my camera here. All right, guys, that's just how bad.
Listen, it doesn't matter. No, I don't care what the camera is. It's not going to help you.
Oh, that's thanks, God. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I can't wait till you bite the bucket, and then I'm gonna have whatever stuff is in your house. I'm taking. So I'm just letting you know that right now.
All
Also,
right.
and then obviously the newest rumor is the MagSafe is coming back with a new charging brick.
Yeah.
The rumor, obviously, the HDMI connection, USB-A and USB-C, SD card slot. But this is what is rumored to be coming out.
There's a lot of stuff.
It is a lot of stuff. It is a lot of stuff. Besides that, do you think there's anything else that they're going to talk about besides... I mean, the rumors there's like a Mac Mini that's supposed to be coming out. That's an M1X version as well. And the only thing I'm thinking of is the AirPods, maybe some Apple TV announcements, and these two computers.
Yeah.
Maybe they upgrade the 13-inch line. I don't know. The MacBook Air line.
I don't know. Well, maybe there'll be new software for the Apple TV. I don't know.
Well, we know Monterey's coming out. I mean, that's definitely going to be happening. And thank God. And then, Mr. I want to trade secrets. Your Touch Bar buddy is going to be gone.
Yeah, and well, maybe they'll say goodbye to the Touch Bar.
Listen, they can. If people really like it, they should offer like a $300 incentive to put it on there if you really love it. But no one's going to put it on there. And if they do, I don't know why they're going to put it on there. So we're going to be here next week for the episode because, you know what? This was a breaking story. Also, it's episode 100. The plan is that the first person that joined me, my first co-host, Mr. Vacation Tim, is going to be returning.
He's going to be back from vacation?
He's finally back from his 28-week vacation to be here on the Think Different podcast. So I'm hoping that we can have the three of us talk about what this news was and just relive the last couple of a year and a half of this podcast because we're at episode 100 next week.
Yep.
That is crazy, huh? Right? It is really hard to believe.
Yeah.
But you can always go back and watch all the old episodes. Check out our YouTube channel. We have a great YouTube channel with some great training videos. People commenting how much they love this man's numbers video.
Yeah.
It is climbing up on the charts, my friend. Very exciting stuff. But we want to thank everyone for joining us for the Think Different podcast. We appreciate you listening to us, watching us, and we will be back next week.
Next week.
100 episode.
Next week.
100 episode of the Think Different podcast. So until then, I love every single one of you.
Peace out, man.